All right, guys, welcome back again to our next video or another video. And today also we are going to explore one of the features that a lot of people have been asking about, and that is the student visa. So, guys, stay tuned, and I'll be going step by step on the processes and also some of the things that you need to know because, as I say, everything, guys, about the application and also everything about the process is a time sensitive process. So, guys, as we explore these processes, I also urge you that you may also go and do your assignment or homework and also read more because what we are bringing you here is not entirely what you need. You need more information than what we are giving you here. It's like we are giving you the direction and a little bit of information, but it's I highly recommend that you go and also uh, do more research on these visas before you start applying. And once again, guys, about all these visas, the main important thing is for you to go and actually see this variety of visas and also requirements and also qualification because each and every visa is different. So I highly encourage you before even asking question and why not go and look through. You just type US visas or Canada visas or Australian visas. Once you type, go through and see the qualification and requirements. Once you figure out there is one that you have most of the qualification and you feel like that is the one you want to pursue, and go ahead and reach out and we can see how we can go along together. So guys, today specifically for this video is for student visas. And once again, if you haven't subscribed, if you are new right here, please subscribe, share, like, and also comment. And if you are a returning subscriber, I want to say we always uh, appreciate you coming and watching our videos, and also we appreciate you coming and be part of this journey because I know for sure you are going to get something, or also this information is going to help something through you. So, guys, as I say, these visas will be exploring, but the thing is, it might not benefit you directly, but if you can share this information, it can benefit someone else, and in that person may come to help you be of importance to you in future. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive in. As always, I have my notes because I really want to be to go step by step. I can talk, but I will be up here and there. But with my notes, it will be more organized and also productive. So guys, so F1 visa or M visa is a student visa. So we have two types, guys, which is F1 or M1. So both of those are student visas. And just like any other person, anyone or any student who is who is foreign and wants to come to the United States or any other country to study or do anything must obtain a visa. So we do have two different of visas in general. So we have the non-immigrant visa, which is for temporary stay, and we have immigrant visa, which is permanent stay. So most of the time, unless you have green card, uh, so you will be applying for non-immigrant visa. So so for you to get a student visa, you must have so you have to first of all apply to a school. So you So the school will determine. So you will have to apply to a school, and uh, once the school accept you to come and participate in these programs, that is now when you start the processes, because it's until the school has accepted you that you can continue with the processes. So, uh, so yes, you must have a student visa for you to come and study in United States. And as I say, we have F1 and M1. So, so the visa will be uh, determined by the type of school that you are attending, or the course of study. So that is what will determine the type of visa that you are coming, or that you are going to apply. The type of school that you're going to attend, or a, a course that you're going to study. And the type, so with the types, as I told you, we have F1 and also we have M1. For F1, these are for university or college, high school, private, elementary, seminars, conservatory, academic institution, including language training program. So those are the uh, people who can apply through the F1 visa. Again, for university, if you want to come and join university or college, if you're coming for high school or primary elementary school, if you're coming for seminar, conservatory, or other academic institution, and also those people who are coming uh, for language training program. So those are the people who qualify to apply under F1 visa. For those who are applying through a M1 visa, if you're coming for vocation or other recognized non-academic institution, and which is not including uh, language training program, because that one you can come through F1. But if you are coming for vocational is staff, and or you're coming here through a recognized non-academic institution, you qualify to apply under M1 visa. So, so if you come through a visitor visa, that is B as in B for boy. If you come through that, you may not come and study after entering US unless you have a waiver. Okay, so you need to bear in mind that if you're coming through a B visitor visa, you may not come to study when you get here. Okay, so and with the B visa, which is a visitor type via B visa, this one you can come and study just a short courses that are not going towards credits in any of the institutions in the United States. So you can come and take a class for like tourism or something short that doesn't count towards any credits in college or in university. And again, for distant learners requiring a period of time in the U.S. institution, you have to obtain F1 or F or M visa. So if you are a distant learner, let's say you're taking a class or a course in one of these institutions in the United States, and let's say, for example, you're coming to do practicals, or you're coming to here, like you're coming to do something that pertains to your course. You're not coming through a B visa, which is visitor B visa type, but you need to get F or M visa if you are a distant learner. Okay. So as I was saying, uh, F F F1 visa or M visa. So like if you're coming here through sports, most of the people are coming through sports, which is F1 visa. So if you're coming, like for come and participate in running, volleyball, I know that one also, although very few people can come through that, but volleyball also is an option. And other sports, you can look up what sports do that institution you are trying to apply have, and you can see if there is any sport that you are good at, and you can, give a chance and just shoot an email to the coach of that school. So that's the you know the bottom line. So if you want to attend and go and participate in any sport that you feel like you are good at, you can look up at the school website, and then you go to the sports. And then once you are there, you look for different sport. When you find one which you are good at, shoot the email to that coach and start the conversation. And also there's some people who are coming for academics, they got just scholarship for academics. So I didn't come through that, but I know there is institution that if you really perform well, and you can come here, you don't have to come and participate in any sports, but you they can give you a full scholarship to come just to study. That is academic scholarship. So those are the things that you should be doing research on, on all these stuff, guys. It's in the internet. Also, you can Google and search and read more about this information. As I was saying, I'm just here to give you direction and maybe remind you that, hey, there is this visa that you may have to look. But it's important that you go and do your part and read more and see which one fits you better. Okay, so now you have known that those are the types of visas that you can come and study with. That's not on, that's just a student visa, right? But we will have other visas. I already produced a video about the visa, J1 visa, and we should be uploading anytime. So just stay tuned and make sure you don't miss any videos that we upload. And so now let's dive into the application. Now that you've identified the school, you have reached out to the school. And again, one thing that I forgot to mention is the school that you're applying should be approved in the service. Should be approved in service. So make sure you don't just apply any school. You have to make sure that school you are applying are able to admit international students, because there are schools that they don't admit international students. Okay. Uh, so step one. So once you have identified and you've been accepted. So step one, a student, as you have to have get acceptance at school, and like service approved school in the United States. So you have to apply that. You have to apply for acceptance at school. So that is something that you have to do. Once you identify that there is something that you're interested, or there is a sport that you are interested, reach out to the coach at the same time, reach out to the school admission and shoot them an email, and uh, you know type an email what you want to come and do, and also request for them to accept you in their institutions. So if once you are accepted, you are enrolled and registered for service, and which is a student and exchange visa information system. That is the meaning of service, student and exchange visitor information system. So Once you have been enrolled and registered in the system, now you can start continuing with the process. The next step is for you to pay the service fee, that is I-901 fees. So that is something that you will do once you are enrolled and once you are accepted and enrolled. That is now your time to pay the fees. Once you pay that fees, the school will give you what is called the I-20. So the school will issue an I-20. Once those the process have gone through, you've been enrolled, accepted, and now you've paid the fees, which is the service fee. That is now when the school will issue you an I-20. And basically I-20 is like it's like admission to the school. It's like what shows that yes, indeed you've been admitted to that school. So now, once you receive your I-20 and register in service, apply for F or M visa at the US consulate that you will be going to do your interview. So everything, guys, you see, you got to do your part. You got to do your part. So once you have received I-20 and register in service, apply F1 or M1 visa at the US Embassy in the country that you are. That is where you are going to do your interview. Okay. Also, you must present I-20 to consular during the interview. So make sure you have that I-20. Once the school issued you I-20, make sure you keep it until the time you're going to the interview. All right. Okay, for that, for those who have spouses and they have kids, if you want your kids to accompany you during your study here in United States, you must enroll them and make sure also they have uh, they have their you must also obtain uh, you must obtain I-20 from school for each and every person that is accompanying you, be it your spouse, be it your children. So the process is almost the same. You enroll in service, obtain I-20. Also, you obtain the visa from school. So the only thing that is different from your application or your process and your spouse's or your kids' process is that they are not going to pay the service fee. That's the only difference. But if they are going to accompany you, you'll have to uh, enroll them, make sure they have their I-20, and also make sure they have their visa. Okay, and you can check also this information, or if you want more information, you can check Department of State Education USA. So that is the website that you can check and see and read more about the requirements and also other information if there is any other information that have been updated or any other information that I might be missing in this video. You can get that to the Department of State Education USA. So now guys, uh, so once you do that, let's go through a little bit about application process. As I was saying, since you'll be coming here temporarily, you are not coming here to stay permanent. Of course, like with time, you can decide to adjust or your status. But for now, we're going to discuss when you're coming as a F1 or F student or M student visa. So you apply for a non-immigrant visa, and that is a DS 260, DS 160. DS 260 was for green card. but yes, 160 is for non-immigrant visas. And all this you do apply online. It's an online application. And so once you fill out and do everything right, you will be you at the end of it you submit and you will get a confirmation page. Guys, anything that you do, any transaction that you do, I encourage you to keep a copy of anything that you are sent, as a proof. So make sure you print that confirmation page because you will need down the line during the interview and also during your travel. So if you get anything, make sure you print and save and have it with your documents. And also you will upload a photo. And as you can see, all these application, guys, you have you have a confirmation page, you upload a photo. This is not just ordinary photo. It should meet the specific dimension and requirement in the website. So if you upload a photo, sometimes it will accept, but it will reject later. So I highly recommend that you look for people who have done who have taken these uh, photos before for other people who have applied and have successfully come to the United States or have successfully go to any other countries like Canada or Australia, because most of these systems are the same in terms of the dimension and requirements of the passport size that they need or we upload. So make sure you don't just go and take a selfie or like with your phone. Just go sacrifice some huge money and just go and get a professional and a photo that is meeting the requirements, because that one can make you actually have your application rejected. So that is why I emphasize on all this stuff, is because it can lead to denial of your application. Okay, so once you've done that, you are booked your appointment and everything. So now it's time for your appointment. So as always, interview is the most critical part. And for students, since this something I came through, so first of all, you need to know what you are coming here to do. Know everything, not everything, but know at least the basics and everything that you can know about your course, right? And if you're coming through athletic scholarship, any the sport that you are coming through, make sure you master in and out times, like durations. Make sure also some of the people who have performed well in that event, because guys, these questions will not be hard, but it will be random question just around that event. So make sure you do more research on that. And always you can go and Google more and see, some of the questions that they ask people when they go for the interview. So you'll find that these questions varies, but it's revolving the topic that you are discussing about. So make sure you have all that information at hand. And also make sure you have your documents. All the documents that you submitted, make sure you have them with you, the originals as well as the copies. So because they will want to see and verify if for sure what you submitted is what you have. So make sure you have all those documents. So for new students, okay, again, so for the interview, if you are 13 years and below, will be no interview required. 14 to 79, definitely you will have to undergo an interview. And above 80, you don't have to uh, go for the interview. So I will say probably this apply the 13 and younger probably for your kids. So if they are 13 and younger and they'll be accompanying you, they don't really have to attend the interview. And then if for your if your parent is dependent or for some reason you're bringing someone who's over 80 years and then they're not going to go to the interview. So for new students, visa which is the visa F1 and M1, uh, you can be given a visa 65 days in advance, before your uh, class starts. So so you have later you can like that's the duration and not the duration, but that's the window. So anytime within 1 year for for before your school start, you can get your visa. But this is the curfew. You will not travel here until at least 30 days out. So you can get your visa like way back or early. But the requirement is you should travel only here if you have at least 30 days to the day that you are starting. So bear that in mind so that when you're making those travel and arrangement plans, you also consider so that if you get visa early enough, you don't rush and just start coming and then to be told, okay, you cannot come at this time, at least it's too early. So those are the things that you know you 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 need to put enough in mind. You cannot end up more than 30 days. I've talked about that. To start a short course. Okay. So for continuing student doesn't have any restriction. So at any time, so long as your visa is still okay or your service are still is still good or in standing order, you can end at any time. So make sure you keep your service active. Don't go on overstay. Don't go out of status because if you go out of status, you will not be granted entry. So you need to be on top of your paperwork when it comes to maintaining status. So now you prepare for interview so because already you have everything. So that was now what you're going to do. So how do you prepare for this interview? One, you need to pay those fees, then non-refundable visa fee. So if you get the visa or you don't get a visa, the fees that you're paying cannot be refunded. So just have that in mind. Also, uh, make sure you pay also the visa issuance fee because so when you go to the interview and then you are issued a visa, you need to have already paid that fee. That way, the process will be faster and then you don't cause any delays. And also, as you're preparing for your interview, make sure you gather all the documents that are needed, the ones you submit, and also anything that you didn't submit, but they are your documents. So make sure you have them. You need to have a passport, and your passport should be at least valid 6 months beyond the duration of your stay. So make sure you check this because I know sometimes you can get passport like and then you just like you just waiting and then you get a chance and your passport might be almost expiring. So what you need to do is you need to get a new passport in that case because you need to make sure if you're coming here for whatever years, let's say 2 or 3 or 4 years, your passport should be valid 6 months beyond that time you're coming to stay here. That is important because if you go to the embassy and you don't meet those requirements, you will be denied a visa. So, guys, and that's why I was saying I will go slow at least to explain these things because it can be quick, like you can do it quick, and then you go to the embassy and one thing which is simple cost you uh like to be denied. So that's why I'm trying to emphasize, and also some of these I repeat so that you have a better understanding. Also, make sure you have the DS-160, the confirmation page that I was talking about, you know, as part of preparation as you go to the interview. Uh, Also, the application payment receipt. So everything that you pay, guys, you'll be given a receipt. So when you have that receipt, please keep it because you will bring it to the interview. Again, photo. The photos that you uploaded, and make sure you bring the originals with you because also they'll be looking and verifying those photos are really you and those are the real photos that you submitted to the website. Okay. Another thing that you need to bring to your interview is a certificate of eligibility for non-immigrant F1 visa. Okay, so make sure you have that because again, when you apply, you will be told that you're eligible. You get a certificate of eligibility. So they will want to see that because they don't want to send you here and you are not eligible and then you will be stranded. They need to make you so guys, it's like you are walking and also they are walking, making sure your transition here is successful. So that's why they are doing their part, making sure that you have the documents that are needed so that when you come here you don't get into other problems. Also make sure you have your I-20 and certificate of also eligibility if you're coming through M1. Okay, so make sure you have that in mind. And also, you and your school must sign I-20. So make sure your 20 is signed by an official from the school that you are attending. If for some reason you get an I-20 which is not signed, please reach back to your school and let them send you an I-20 which is signed. And also you will sign your part. Make sure the I-20 that you are taking to the interview has both an official signature from your school and also your signature. And all students also must register in service. That's another repetition. Make sure you are registered in service. And who will do this? You apply, get accepted, acceptance, enrolled, and registered. This will be done by your school. Okay? So, but make sure you double check to make sure you have all these before you go to the interview. So now when you are at the interview, guys, as you know, like as I have said, this you will appear before the consular officer, and basically they'll be asking you questions that are pertaining your travel. So you need to master everything, reason for your travel, duration of your travel, and everything else. Your documentation, your what you will need to come and like sustain yourself. You know, you need to know all that where it will be coming from. If you're getting a scholarship, make sure you know how much scholarship that school are going to give it to you. If you are getting tuition, make sure you know. If they're giving you partial scholarship, make sure you have statement or bank statement from the sponsor that will indicate that that money you have in that statement will be able to sustain and pay for the remainder of money that you're not going to get from school. So, guys, everything is crucial. Everything is crucial. Okay. So, yes, I think I have kind of gone like summarize. Yeah. So, yeah, you will. So what the consular will be looking is evidence of academic preparation, and that's why I was saying you need to know what you're coming to study, the area or the field that you are coming to study. You need to have information about that field. Also, transcript, diplomas, degrees, certificate from school that you attend. So if you attended any school. And during even when you're filling this form, they'll be asking you schools that you attend. Make sure if you went to one school, two schools, or three schools, make sure you have all the transcript in any of the schools that you attended. Don't just choose one school and say, and you say, oh, you know what, I will just take this school. If you put that you attend several or several schools, then make sure you have the transcript, certificates, and also diplomas for those schools that you've attended before. Uh, also, there is a test that is called SAT, which is standardized test score. So basically, it's like math, English, and some other things. So as testing your skills, it's like a method of it's like a way of measuring your understanding skills before they admit you to school. So SAT, so you need to prepare for that also. You really need to read because they have the cutoff. And another thing, the higher you score, the higher chances of getting good scholarship and also good school. And the lower you score is the opposite. So you need to take your time, study for these tests, and then do it and perform well. That is SAT. So make sure also you have that scores. When you do the SAT, they will send you your test scores. So make sure you have that when you go into the interview. Uh, and also that SAT also is required by the school. So once you do the SAT, you will send uh, that paperwork or the test score the school. So and So, and this kind of general, because like for athletic scholarship is kind of, specific and you have to register. But, like for NCAA, and then you have to register for an other body, which is for athletics, like the body that governs athletic. But I'm talking about general application for a student visa, general application for a student visa. So, again, make sure you know why you are coming. That's the intent. And also make sure you know when you are departing after you are done with your studies. So don't just go to the embassy and just say, oh yeah, I'm going to school. And you don't know when your school will be over and when you're planning to go back after your stay. Because as we were saying, you will be given an immigrant a non-immigrant visa, which is just for temporary stay. Okay, so you need to know when your school will be over and when you are required to go back. Um, Also, your expenses. How are you going for your flight? How are you going to pay for your, like travel here in United States? All that, make sure you factor in because they will for sure ask you. And if you don't have an answer, they will deny you. That can be a reason for them to deny you. Just if you don't know how you coming go about, travel. How are you going to travel when you are here? Who are going to pay for what you are using? Like buying clothes, food, and all that. So you got to factor all that in. All right. So you need so during the interview you need to establish that you need to convince that you really meet the requirements to be admitted as stated by the laws. You know, you need to convince them. Otherwise, they're not just going to give you like that. You need to convince them. And so again, during the interview, you will have your ink-free uh, fingerprints taken, and also, and then you will be told if your visa is approved or not. And if your visa is approved, it's now time to prepare to travel. And again, as I say always, don't start selling things before you actually know that you are traveling. You've seen this before, it has happened. As soon as people are, like their visas are approved or they haven't even gone the interview and they have this thing like, I'm going, and they start selling things. And then if you're not given visa, it'll be a disaster. So now, once your visa is approved, you will give them where they will send your visa and your passport. So they will send them usually at DHL location, either in Nairobi or within your home city. So now you will now prepare to travel. So again, make sure when you are traveling, you have those documents because once you come, you will come and go through a port of entry. And now you will meet the custom border patrol agents and they will check your documents. So anything that you are given, uh, make sure you just uh, keep it and present when you come to the border patrol um, agents. Okay, so and usually this happens at one of the airports. So you will give them your documents, passport, I-20, visa, and now you have to request to be allowed to enter. So guys, it's not just something that you just come and come. You need to come and request and or be admitted at the uh, at the port of entry. And if you are granted entry, they will stamp your paperwork, and usually they issue an I-94. I-94 is like a record for departure and arrival, so they'll be able to determine if you overstay. That's why like they stamp that because it's like your tracker for entry and exit. So make sure you stay within the requirements of that is in that I-94. Okay. So if for any reason you'll have to extend F1 visa, you have to depart. So this is for F1 visas. You have to depart within 60 days after you complete your education. All right. So it will be listed in I-20 when you are you'll be done with your studies. So you given like 2 months after that to exit. After that, and then you will be deemed out of status. Out of status means that you are staying here illegally, and if you are caught, and then you will be deported, and you'll never come back. So it's imperative that you follow all these instructions that are given. Okay, but you may request extension through the USCIS, which is United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. Those are the people who can grant you extension, and you just have to go to their website, USCIS, United States Citizenship Immigration Services. That is the only way to request extension. And a failure to depart will result being out of there. I've talked about that. Uh, so what will happen if you fail uh, to exit? They void your visa. So that is why you are staying illegally because once that day that the stamp is over, your visa will be void. So it will be useless. Okay, if it happens, you change your status. It can happen through two ways. One is if you are here and marry a U.S. citizen, and then they can apply petition or they can apply petition for you to change your status. Okay, and again, if you get employment, so we have companies which, if you work for them, they can also process a petition for you, be, so that you can change your status. So those are the two ways that once you are here and you have followed all the instructions and also you haven't violated any rule, you can request. And this is a request. So always a request. You can be denied, you can be given. So it will depend on uh, what you provide and circumstance that makes you want to adjust your status. So again, it is something which is possible, but again, before that happens, you need to follow all these uh, information that we have talked about. Because if you fail in one of these areas that we have talked about before, and you try to adjust your status, they will find out that you've violated one of the rules before, and that one can be subject to denial and also removal. So need to be careful when you are doing all these processes. And another thing before we wind up, guys. So if you apply to change status, you don't need to a new visa unless if you have departed the country. If you apply to adjust or change your status when you are in the country, you don't need a new visa. But if you exit the country, and then you'll have to apply for a new visa. Last point, valid visa in expired passport is valid. Okay, so if your passport expired, right, but your visa is still active, so you can still uh, you travel, you still within the requirements. So unless your visa has been cancelled or has been revoked, and one of the reason that can have your visa revoked or cancelled is if you overstay your visa. Okay, I hope you get that. I hope you get that. So guys, hope this information have been helpful. And again, this is not the entire information. I was just here to give you ways or some of the visas as that have been requested for people you know in the channel to talk through. And I have I hope I've tried my best to explain. I try to go slowly so that you can have a better explanation of. So let me know, and if you need any further information or clarification on anything that I've talked about, don't hesitate to reach me, and I will try my best to give you more explanation that I can get. Until next time, guys, once again, stay tuned and continue subscribing. Share this information that many people can get this knowledge. I want to wish you all the best as you continue to venture and also try and do your part towards bettering your future. Have a wonderful time, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.